Hey TikTok, welcome to our weekly Q&A Ask Me Anything, where we're answering questions about my books, my characters, my author life, my author journey, the publishing industry, favorite colors, behind the scenes, all things that you want to know. We're here hanging out, asking your questions and getting them answered today. And today we're actually going to be a little bit shorter because as soon as I wrap up here, I'm headed to an interview over on Instagram with the fabulous Isabella Levan. She is a music composer, singer-songwriter who does a ton of work for the webtoon community. So if you read webcomics over there, you've almost definitely heard her music. She's interviewing me today at 4 p.m. Eastern, so we have to cut today short. So if you've got questions, you've got to get them in now because we're cutting today short a little bit. But that also means you can come over and hang out with me there, and we're going to do all the fun things over there. I'm very excited. It's going to be great. It's a great creative community, so I think you're going to really have a lot of fun with that. I want you to go ahead and drop your questions right now, and I know we had some come in during our pre-show party that I do want to get answered for you, so let's go ahead. We're loving on the energy. We're loving on the outfit today, which, by the way, thank you all for helping me pick my outfit for today. I did let TikTok decide on what I was going to wear for this interview, so y'all made a good choice, and it was very hard to tell who was the winner, in all honesty. I know. So many good choices to vote from. Let's see. Who was your favorite character to write about? That's a very good question. I actually just dropped a TikTok, I think yesterday or the day before, about my favorite characters, and I have a bunch of them, because we know I have over 24 books at this point. There's a lot. I love Dove, Bear, and Illyria from the Golden Trilogy. They are my Goldilocks and Baby Bear. And they're just, my babies and amazing, I love them. Jade from the Jada duology, she is amazing. She is forced to marry her father's enemy's son, so the commander's son, and she is going to be murdered and make it look like an accident because they're trying to convince everybody that they love her, and it's a revenge thing. And she has to convince him to fall in love for real, but also she's very sneaky and underhanded about terrorizing his family, which I love. I just love everything about Jade. I also adore Annika and Hansel from Sugar-Coated, my Hansel and Gretel's witch retelling, and I love Jack Frost and his girlfriend Genesis in The Conspiracy of Jack Frost, and you can check out that video for more details on why I love them so much, but those are my top favorite babies that I have written out of all the millions of books, and I do get more than one because I've written over 24 books. It's not like I have 2 books. There's a million of them, so I've earned it, right? I think I've earned it. How long does it take to finish a trilogy series with each book 300 plus pages? Well, that's going to be different for each individual person. Every author writes at a different speed. Most authors can write a full-length novel in 3 to 6 months-ish. Some people take longer, some people take shorter. I can write a full-length novel in 9.5 days, start to finish, and have it in my editor's hands in 9.5 days. And it can be ready to go, ready to publish within 2 weeks of writing the first word. But that's me. I write really fast. I do know a handful of people that write faster than me. But most people are about 3 to 6-ish months, but it really depends on you and your strategy and your schedule, and the more you start to write, the better you get at it. I did not start out as being able to write a full-length novel in 9.5 days. I trained myself to get to that point, so don't compare your baby author years to my I'm an established human being in the author realm who does this for a living years. But it just depends on each individual person, so make sure you have a schedule and a strategy for yourself, and if you need help with that, I actually have resources on youtube.com/KMRobinsonBooks that show you how I write and how a bunch of my author friends write on screen with everything we've got on screen, so you're ready to go, and you can pick and choose different pieces of our strategies to build one for yourself that's the right fit for you. And I also have resources on learning to write or read or whatever faster and how you can build yourself up to that point. Which of my worlds would I live in? Oh, that's a really good question. I've read a lot of dystopians, and so they're vicious, vicious worlds. It's really hard. I would love to live in my mermaid series. Let me be a mermaid. I would love that. Outside of the mermaid realm, I would probably choose to live in the Jada duology because they're targeting her and they're going to murder her, but they're not really going after everybody else like a lot of dystopian societies are. So that would probably be the safest choice that I would survive unless I was in Jade's position. But we'll go with that one. I think the rest of them I would probably die in. I'm just saying. Let's see. Is it easier to write series or standalones? Well, it's easier to write standalones because you only have to have one start and one finish. You don't have to have this continuous overarching storyline. You don't have to remember all the details. You don't have to make it interesting for multiple books. But they don't sell nearly as well as series. So if you want to make money in this industry, you do have to write series. So that's it. That's it. It's a lot easier to write standalones because it's just straight through. And series are a lot more work, but they bring in the money. Okay, let me scroll up because I know more questions are coming in, and I want to make sure I get all of these answered for you today as we're here hanging out. Let's see. I got those. Ooh, yes, I want to live in the world of mermaids too. I know, right? That's the way. How long does it take for you to develop a character's personality? I mean, I have a fairly good idea of what my character is and who my character is when I first go into them. When I meet them, I have a pretty decent idea. Within the first couple of lines of their dialogue, the way that they're interacting and talking to people, you get a pretty good sense of who they are and how they operate. But I will say you discover things as you go. So what you see in a finished book is what happens after you've gotten to know your character. So the first draft of anybody's book, you're going to have characters that do things that end up being a little out of character. Once you get through an entire novel and you understand the characters better because you've had time to get to know them and their personalities and see who they are and really develop them, then you go back and you fix that stuff that seems a little bit more of an outlier as to who they are. So you go in and you refine that and you fix that. So you don't really truly know who your character is until you get through a good chunk of your book. And toward the end of your story, you really understand who they are and whether they would say this or that or do this or that, or they blow up or they would be calm or like whatever. You really learn that after a chunk of time, and then you go back and refine it. So you can have a really good, strong idea of who they are or who you want them to be at the beginning, but you will always do refining at the end. So it does take the course of the book to truly understand and be able to fix those things later on. Do you have a morning routine to set yourself up for the day? If so, what does that look like? Yeah, I kind of do. So I wake up pretty early. I'm a very early person. And I recently have shifted just a little bit because I don't want my dog waking up super, super early. So I will wake up early and then I will not move so that she doesn't wake up. I just want her to I just want my dog to sleep in a little bit. But we will get up and I will take her outside and I'll feed her and do all the things. I will then check my social media on my phone. And so I go through all of my socials, I go through all of my emails, I see what's going on, I make sure I'm responding to people, I'm engaging with people, I'm seeing what people are posting, I'm getting myself ready for the day. I will eat something. I do have to eat in the morning or I will get sick. So I can skip every other meal of the day, no problem. But breakfast, gotta eat that or I'll get sick. And so I'll eat something, usually with my phone in my hand, and I'm still doing my scroll through the social medias and responding to people and getting ready for the day. And then I will get ready for the day. So as I'm getting ready, do the teeth brushing, put the makeup on, do the hair, all the things. As I'm doing that, I'm usually script writing. So things that are going to be TikTok videos, Instagram videos, or YouTube videos that I'm filming that day. I'm writing all my scripts out so I know what I'm going to be talking about topic-wise. If there's lines that I need, I write all those things down. And I'm doing that in between, getting ready. So I kind of do it in segments, brush the teeth, sit down, do a little bit of work, go do the makeup, do a little bit of work, do the hair, do a little bit of work, and then I will jump into any filming that I have to do. If I'm meeting with any of my partners, I am doing my meetings, I am doing interviews, I am doing filming. My morning's very packed with things that I'm doing in terms of responding to people and doing interviews and all those cool things. And then after that, I'm doing any editing work that I need, I am writing books, I am doing any design work that I have to do, and I work all the way through dinner. And sometimes, depending on what's going on and what I'm doing, I will eat with the phone in my hand or next to my computer. I'll eat with one hand and I'll get more work done. But typically I start my day out with making sure I am caught up on everything social media, making sure I'm responding to people, I am posting things, I'm getting ready, and then I do all of my filming first, if at all possible, and hold any meetings that I have to, and then I jump into more work. Good question. How did you get so good at writing fast? OMG. I built up to it. So like a runner would train for a marathon, I trained to write faster. So basically what you have to do is time yourself for an hour or however long you write, if it's half hour or whatever. You time yourself for an hour for like 3 days, and then you average that out. That's the average number of words you can write in that hour. So then the next week you add 100 words to it, and you hold yourself accountable, and you make sure you push yourself that extra 100 words in that set time frame. So if I write for an hour a day and I started out with 200 words, I would then have to, without any bulking at this, I would have to get the 300 words written for in that hour every single day for a week. When I get comfortable with that, I add another 100 words, and then I push myself. And then when I get comfortable with that, I add another 100 words, and I push myself. You keep pushing yourself out of your comfort zone so that you train yourself to build up to that. Now, you do it slow and steady, because you can't just like jump right into running a marathon, right? But you build yourself up, and over the course of a couple months, you get a lot faster and a lot better and a lot stronger at writing. And then because you've created a routine for yourself, it gets your body and your mind in that place so that you can easily write without dealing with writer's block and things like that. So it's just a process of building yourself up to get to that point, and don't try to overreach. Only add 100 words or 200 words or maybe 500 words when you get better at it, so that it's small increments but enough to make you uncomfortable to get it done, and then you'll become more comfortable, and then you push yourself a little further until you get to the place you want to be. What do you like better, enemies to lovers or friends to lovers? Enemies to lovers in my books. Friends to lovers in real life. Please don't give me an enemy. What's your favorite romance trope to write? Probably enemies to lovers. I very much like the angst and the sass and the stuff. But also, I mean, best friends to lovers is cute too. There's so many different things. So many different... And I've written them all. I just write so much. There's so many books. If you have questions, I want to get those answered for you. Go ahead and let me know down below. Like I said, today's live Q&A is going to be a little shorter than usual because I have to run to an interview on Instagram. So we're going to be here for a little bit still, and we're going to get your questions answered, and we're going to talk all things books and like all the good stuff. But we are leaving a little early today because I have to bounce over to Instagram because I have a music composer interviewing me today, all about being an independent artist in the industry. We're going to talk all things author life, we're going to talk influencer life, and we're going to talk about social media marketing too. So you can come hang out with us over on Instagram at 4 p.m. Eastern in about 45-ish minutes. But for now, we're here hanging out. We're answering your questions like we do every single Friday. If you have not followed me, make sure you follow me. I want you to hang out. And make sure you are following me on Instagram and on YouTube too. Oh, do I have things planned on both of those platforms for you that you're not going to be able to find here on TikTok. So you gotta go follow me there because it's launching very, very soon. I'm excited for it. It's going to be great. For those of you that did not catch the book review journal, yeah, I got it without looking. Make sure you are checking that out. I have created a book review journal for you where you can track your reading. So you can actually go in, there's like guided stuff there so you can learn about your reading style, what you like in certain books and what you don't like in books. These help you to take notes so that when you get to reviewing your books, like you can with a template in the back, to actually create reviews that help you to get asked back by authors and publishers, because you're doing it the right way that helps people to make decisions about buying a book or not buying a book. You can do it all in here, and you take the notes as you're reading, you track your reading, and then you write your reviews in the back, and you can just either type it out and just fill in the blanks and you're good to go, or you can use it as a basis to create your own. But I train you exactly how to do it. I've trained hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people to do reviews, and publishers and authors beg for them to work for them, and this will help you out too. It's a little mind shift that makes all the difference in your reviews. So you can get this on Amazon. You can go to bookreviewjournal.kmrobinsonbooks.com. It'll kick you over to Amazon, but it's on Amazon Prime. It's hardcover. It's gorgeous. It's super pretty, and it can track up to 10 books in here, and I'm going to be swapping the covers out. So this will last for a month or two, and then there will be a new cover. So when you fill this one up, you're going to have one that looks really, really cool that has a different cover. So when you put it on your shelf, it all looks different but cool together and like all the things. So if you haven't checked it out yet, now is the time, because it's going to change in the not too distant future. Let me see if I can put this back without looking. I almost had it, but I didn't. All right, let me go ahead and let me scroll up because I know a bunch of questions came in and I want to make sure I get those answered for you. But I need a little water because the allergies have me today. Man, all the things are pollinating at this point. All right, scrolling up. Wow, scrolling up a lot. Who of your characters would you go to an island with? Oh, that's a dangerous question. That's such a dangerous question. Are we talking like book boyfriends? Are we talking like people who would survive with me? Like, you know, I'm obsessed with Dove Bear from the Golden Trilogy. Obsessed. So I would probably, if I were just like, yes, people that I would want to be trapped on an island with, Dove and Illyria from the Golden Trilogy, Jade from the Jaded Duology, Lucas from the Jaded Duology, who is not the lead guy, Jack Frost and Genesis from the Conspiracy of Jack Frost, and Annika and Hansel from Sugar Coated. If you're not seeing a theme here, we should probably, all these questions, like, who are your favorite characters? What are the favorite books? Like, where would you want to live? It's all the same things. All the same things. I would definitely bring them to the island. You know what I just realized? I just realized this, you guys. If I'm going to an island, I'm going to bring my mermaids and mermen because they can, like, we can go out in the ocean. They can rescue me. Like, I just solved all my problems. I'm bringing my mermaids. Woo! You got 19 books on your birthday, so now you have no space on your bookshelf. Turn them, do I have anything here? Turn them sideways, like that. Stack them. You can add a really cool aesthetic look to it. It adds a lot of texture to your bookshelves. I took all my books off of this stack of bookshelves to hold in that big pile when I showed you all of my books like 2 weeks ago. I haven't put them back on, so these are just like extra books I have tossed up here, and they're not my usual cute aesthetic-y things. But stack them. And I have tutorials on how to do that. Like, you can do some really cool things with it to fit things in better, but also be really aesthetically pleasing. Hey girl, hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate y'all being here. Editing, marketing, etc. Oh, okay, I think it came out of order. What was your favorite part of the process? Writing, editing, marketing. I really like writing. I really like marketing. Editing just sucks. It's really important. It's really helpful. It's where all the good stuff happens. But nobody likes to edit. Nobody likes to reread everything that that they just wrote. We just finished that. We just wrote thousands and thousands and thousands of words. We don't need to relive it again. But we have to. We have to make it better. And then notes from your editors. Ooh. Even after 24 of them, that kind of sucks. So editing is not my favorite part. It is not. It is a necessary part. It's like my relationship with math. I hate math. But math is also my security. When I like my numbers, I like to be able to do math, and it makes me feel better when I do math and connected to my businesses and stuff. Editing, it makes you feel better, but also, How do you push through when you're not motivated? In terms of writing, you have to realize it's a business. If you want to make it in this business, you have to treat it like a business, which means you have to have a set number of hours that you work every day, or a set number of word count limits that you have to achieve every single day. It's a business. If you don't do it, you don't get paid, and you definitely don't make it in this industry if you do not have a schedule where you actually do the work. Because if you don't do the work, you don't have a product to sell. So what are your priorities? Do you want to be a published author? Okay. Do you want to provide for your family with the money you make from your book? Okay. So now what are your priorities? Is it going to get ice cream with your friends? Is it watching Netflix? Is it writing your book? You let me know. Whatever is your priority, that's going to take priority in your life. And if it's not your book, that's okay. But if it is your book, you just got to be disciplined, and you have to do it. Set those times, write every single day, no matter how you feel. It's not about the muses. It's about getting it done. And when you train yourself to do that, it becomes incredibly easy, and you can sit down at any point and just knock out a ton of words and do really, really well in this business. Do you ever get things like book boxes? If so, which ones do you recommend? I don't do book boxes because I'm always so busy reading books for other authors and doing things. I will say, fun enough, I have a ton of authors right now sending me their books. So they're sending me books and swag. I've already opened some and filmed them, but I haven't released them to you yet because I'm doing something really cool. And I have a partnership with some big company and some big book coming up in the not too distant future that I can't talk about yet. But I've got a ton of authors sending me their books right now. So I'm doing a bunch of unboxings, and I'm going to be unveiling those in the next couple of days. So stay tuned, because I got cool stuff coming for you. On a related note, for those of you that don't know, I did make a book box for one of my books months. And I still have some of those boxes, and at some point, I'm going to sell more of them. It was for the Golden Trilogy. Oh, it's not. It's over there. I'm not gonna move it. There's a box over there. It matches my book cover. It had the full omnibus for the entire series in it. There were like flower crowns and necklaces and magnetic bookmarks with the character art on them. There were candles and letters and swag and like all the cool things. And I got to ship them around the country for everybody. It was really, really cool. And I actually took some of them to PendCon, I think. I had some at PendCon back in the day, 2019, for PendCon. So I might have to bring them back. Let me know. What do you guys think? What in a book cover makes you pick it up and read a book? Well, I'm a professional cover designer, so I'm extremely picky about book covers. If it's poor editing quality, I judge. And most of them are really poorly done. I'm trained in the photography world, composite photography world, so that's like up here, and book cover design is like down here in terms of being professional looking and believable, and things cut out properly and just like all the things. So I judge harshly on that. I try not to look at book covers closely. I will like glance and like move on. I try to read blurbs and pay attention to those. But, you know, color theory is very important. The way that colors interact with things, believability, so, like, that it looks like the character actually belongs in that setting and was not photoshopped in. Lighting, again, is important. Color is important. The text is incredibly important. And if you want more information on that, go to my YouTube page. I did for a very long time, and I just stopped doing it, but I did book cover designs every single week, and you guys got to watch me build a book cover live on air and help me make decisions on different things. So you can go check it out. I break down everything you need to know Photoshop-wise, editing-wise, design-wise, like errors that I see a lot and how to fix these things, and all of it we talk about in those videos, so you can go watch those. You love your book review journal. Oh, I'm so glad. I love it. I love it. Keep those questions coming in. We're going to hang out for a little bit longer, and then we're going to head over to Instagram, where we're doing an interview with a fantastic music composer who's talking to me all about being an independent artist and the influencer life and books and like all the good, fabulous, wonderful things. So I'm very excited for that. That's at the top of the hour. So we're wrapping this up a bit early today, but we still have time for some questions, so go ahead and get those in for me. The journal is so amazing. It's going to be such a great tool. I know, right? I know. It's a great, and it makes it's so easy too. Like it takes all the work out of writing book reviews, and you get a ton of attention for your book reviews because they're actually good, and they actually help people decide if a book is going to be a good fit for them or not. So they trust you, and then you build up a huge following, and it's like amazing. Have I seen a person on the street and thought that they really look like one of my characters? Yes. 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 Have I maybe tried to take photos on my phone without being noticed? Yes, I have. Shh, I don't share them with anybody, but like, there was once upon a time, I distinctly remember this particular occasion. I was in the cell phone store, and the guy helping had my character's hair. Not the color, but the style. And I desperately needed to show it to my artist because she was working on some art for me. And so I was like trying to sneak a photo. Oh gosh, he didn't notice, thank goodness. But like, struggle's real. Struggle's real. What things do you like to find in the books you read? I mean, like, there's lots of tropes and, like, lots of cool things. I'm a big fan of romance, so, like, give me a good retelling, a good dystopian, and lots of swooning romance. Yes, please. Yes, please. What makes you pick up a book, like, blurbs and covers? Well, I don't... I don't read for fun anymore. I read for all of my author friends, and so I'll do, like, developmental edits for them, or I'll do, proofreading for them and like all the cool stuff. So I get access to all these really cool stories, but it's not me choosing to read them. It's, Cam, will you help? And the answer is, of course I will help you with some of my really cool author friends. So that. But I like really good storylines. Like, give me a good retelling. Give me a good dystopia. If you can give me a retelling with a massive twist, yes, I'm there for that. Thank you. That's the way. That's the way. Keep them coming. I would love to get these answered for you. I know a whole bunch of them just popped up, so I want to scroll up and see what I missed as it just auto-populated for me. Do you have any advice for requesting arcs? Yeah. Okay, so advanced reader copies, or ARCs, are copies of books that are given out before a book is published so that people can leave reviews on release day. These reviews are meant to be left on places like Amazon and Barnes & Noble and iBooks and Kobo and BookBub, and social media. And there are places that are more effective than others. Goodreads doesn't actually help authors. So if you're leaving them there, that's great. It's nice. We'll take whatever we can get. But if you're going to someone and saying, I want to read a book for you, you have to be willing to review on the platforms that help us. And those are the buying platforms. People don't go to they don't go to Goodreads to look up a book to see if they're going to buy it. They look where they're going to buy it. So if they go over to Amazon and they don't see reviews there, that's a problem. They're not going to make the extra effort to go to somewhere like Goodreads. So Goodreads doesn't really help very much. If you want to put it there, cool. That's awesome. Helpful. Thank you. But put it on Amazon. Amazon's the best place to help us because when we try to book ads with different agencies and companies, they look at our Amazon reviews. They want to know what Amazon says. And if you don't have them there, you will not be able to do those reviews. You will get denied for those, which means we can't make money. So you got to put them on places like Amazon, BookBub, which is not a buying platform, but they're one of the places we buy the ads from. And so it's really important to be on their platform. And then things like Barnes & Noble and iBook and Kobo, those are the big ones. And then you want to have a really big social media presence, or at least have a highly engaged social media presence. So I would rather have a person with 100 followers who are all active and follow and like and engage and leave comments and take your book recommendations, rather than a person with 100,000 followers, but only 100 of them are engaged. So if you have a highly engaged social platform where people take your book recommendations and actually go buy the books, we're going to want to work with you. So make sure that you are leaving reviews where they are the most helpful, and that you are creating a community around you that takes your recommendations. Because if you can get people to buy our books, we will throw our books at you. And when you reach out to them, you want to say, hey, I would love to read your book. If you've read their books before, please let them know why you liked those books so that we know you're going to be a good fit for our books now, and you're more likely to like them and recommend them to people. And then you want to tell us where you review, so be very clear about where you leave book reviews. And if you do have that social media presence, go ahead and let us know that you have an engaged audience and where they are and that they take your recommendations and all those good, fabulous things. So come to us with that information, and we are much more likely to work with you and send you advanced copies. Be aware we almost exclusively send out ebook copies because it's really freaking expensive to send out physical copies. And if you're not getting 1,000 people to buy our books, we're not making money. So, ebooks. And don't be nervous about them turning you down. You will get turned down, and that's okay. Just keep trying. Don't give up. The more you build up your status with this, the easier it's going to get. And make sure you're writing really good, highly qualified book reviews. And I have a video over on my YouTube pages, youtube.com/KMRobinsonBooks, that breaks down what an actual book review is. Hint, it's not your opinion. It's not. And so I show you how to do a book review for real that actually helps people to make a decision and gets you asked back by people. So go check that out. It's going to be helpful. Okay. Oh, I think things came in out of order. I don't know if she has, but I had. Do we have a favorite? I think things came out of order. Let's keep scrolling. I want a cover with a girl in a white dress holding a sword or dagger in the snow, in title in silver. Okay. Cool. Are you asking me to design a book cover for you? Because if you are, coveraday.com has all of the ways to do a custom book cover with me. Let's see. Magnetic bookmarks are the best. Fun, right? Hey. Please do them again. Oh, the live book cover designs? Yeah, I do them. And then when people buy them while I'm on air, I continue to do them. And when things slow down, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend my time doing something that makes me money. So don't worry. I'm filling that time with other things. Don't worry. I got big plans. KU were paid on Amazon, which is a better start. up author with a standalone or a series. That depends entirely on the series or the book that you have written. Different genres do better in different locations. So with Kindle Unlimited, you cannot be wide. You can't be in Barnes & Noble. You can't be in any of the bookstores. You cannot be on like iBooks or Kobo or like any of those places. You're exclusive to Amazon, which means if you're getting the majority of your reads through Amazon and nothing wide, that could be good for you. Kindle Unlimited has a very specific readership, so like adult romance, really good. Paranormal, really good. Dystopian, not good. You don't get a big readership on KU for most people. And there's lots of specific things, so it really depends on what genre you're writing. It really does. My books are wide because I make a ton of money outside of Amazon as well, and I don't want to infringe on other people getting my books. But it depends on each individual book and author. Have I always been a girly girl, or did you go through different phases? Nope, I've always been girly. I've always been like this. I have never not been a girly girl. I'm girly. I'm very girly. There's someone at my door. That was a doorbell. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to talk a little quieter because they can hear me. But yeah, if you are here, go ahead and ask your questions because I would love to get those answered for you. I'm going to, hold on, I gotta click on that real fast. There we go. So let me go ahead and let me see. I know some questions maybe came in. And I think I got those. Will past ARC experience help with new ARC requests? Yes. So if you can show that you have actively been creating book reviews for people and really shouting out other authors and all the good stuff, that definitely helps you to get other requests because they know that they can trust you and that you are reliable and all the things. I don't know if they're still there outside of my door. Oh, there we go. I'm hearing things. Okay, we're good. Please go ahead and get your questions in there. I would love to get them answered. We're going to hang out for another maybe 15 minutes, friends, because I have an interview at the top of the hour with music composer Isabella Levan. She does a ton of music for webtoons, so if you guys are a fan of the webtoon comics, you've definitely heard her music. She's in a whole bunch of them, and she's interviewing me today about being an independent artist. We're going to be talking about my books. We're going to be talking about being an influencer and all the cool, fabulous, wonderful things. So, you can come join us at the top of the hour if you want to hang out with me more, and she is fantastic. You will love her. She is an absolute doll. She's just, so lovely. So come meet her. Did I design all of my book covers? Yes, I did. The only book cover that I did not design for myself was my book with the one traditional publisher who had to use their in-house person, and I have my rights back to that book now, so it has been redesigned in the KM way, and it is selling beautifully. So fun things there. But yes, I do design all of my book covers, because right now they're all like this. The only time I would not design my own book cover is if I were doing something that was like an epic fantasy that is more of a drawing, something along the lines of like an Elise Kova cover, and then I would have to hire that out because I can't draw like that. I do this. Keep asking your questions. I would love to get those answered for you. Thank you for all of your advice. I really appreciate it. You are most welcome. And if you scroll back, I actually have quite a few TikToks that break down where you can be getting ARCs as well. And if you want to get advanced reader copies, you should pay attention because I'm launching a little something in the not-too-distant future that will help you get advanced copies from me and some other authors. You don't want to miss it, trust me. But more information on that coming soon. What's my favorite YA book cover? Let's see. I really like how my Conspiracy of Jack Frost turned out. That's definitely one of my top ones right now. And I also have some really cool covers that I have for books that are coming out later this year that I love. That's probably my favorite of mine right now. But I got a million of them. There's tons of them. My allergies are killing me today, so thank you for bearing with me as I'm drinking all of this water. I thought I had a water bottle, and this is my second water bottle. I might have to get another one out before this other interview, because I think I'm gonna go through it. Y'all, I don't know what it is, but I just, You guys, okay, so you know I do the influencer life now. I've worked with companies like TikTok and Zin and BeLive and Logitech, and like I do all these really cool things and I get paid to make content, and I just got a paid collaboration email. I don't know who it was from, but they found my TikTok. Everyone finds my TikTok and they're asking me to do all these cool things. Speaking of which, I just got asked to be, I can't tell you yet, but there's this really cool thing. It's a company run by one of the most famous, like, billionaires in the world, and they want me to be a tastemaker for them, so I'm going to tell you about that soon. Information on that is coming soon. But it's big. And it's because they keep finding my TikToks. Everybody keeps finding my TikToks, so we got some really cool things going on, and I just got a paid thing, and I really want to read it right now, but we're going to hang out with you. We're going to answer these questions, and then we're going to find out who wants me to market for them. Okay. Do I leave the dust jackets on books? Typically I do. If it's if it slides too much, or if it's getting damaged as I'm reading, then I'll take it off, but typically I leave them on while I'm reading, just because I am pretty gentle on books and I don't have to worry about it too terribly much. I'm reading a business book right now, and I'm being extra careful because I don't want to bend my pretty cover on it, and so far I haven't had an issue, and it's not one that slides around a lot, so I've been pretty good with it up to this point. So for the most part, I do. I do not use the dust jacket to mark my place. I use an extra bookmark because I don't want to bend it. Have I read the Shadow Hunter books? No, I have not. Would you read a review a new... wait, what? Hold on. Would you read a review a new author's book upon request? You want me to read your book? Is that what I'm getting? I do not do that because I get hundreds of requests for that every single month, and I would just never be able to do anything else. So I do say no to all of those. I do professional developmental edits, so if that's something you're interested in, you can pay to work with me, but I take a very, very, very limited amount of those because my time is spent writing books and running my businesses and not necessarily editing books for people. That's not something huge that I do, and I do it less and less and less every day. But I am super proud of everybody writing books. I am here to cheerlead you. I am here to, shout out and love on you, and you are welcome to send me your book. I will put it on my bookshelf, so it will be in my videos. It might be in some of my Instagrams, and all the cool, fabulous things, but I don't commit to reading anybody's books just because I get literal hundreds of requests for that every single month, if not every single week, and it would just overrun us. But I am super proud. I'm super excited for you. If you've got questions, now is a great time to go ahead and drop those in. We're going to hang out for just a couple of minutes because I have to leave to go do another interview in a few minutes, and apparently read that email that I'm very excited about now. I want to know who that was and what it was about. I've had some interesting things, really interesting partnerships with my TikTok stuff. I've worked with some really cool companies and gotten to do some really cool things. Yay, TikTok. TikTok's been great for me. I really want to know what it is. You guys, I'm suffering. I'm in agony right now. What was my childhood dream career? I grew up wanting to be a teacher, and I went to college to teach, and I taught for 6 years. And I still work with kids, and it's great and it's wonderful, but now I teach online. Grown-ups, social media, and business marketing. So it's a different kind of teaching, but I do love working with kids, and yeah, I grew up always thinking I would be a teacher, and now I'm just a teacher of a different kind. I did not think I would be an author. That was not even in the realm of possibilities. I'm also a professional photographer, so when I graduated from college with my education degree, knowing I would not get a job right away, I started my photography business, and that has carried me with all the cool things. So I've done photography and videography for over a decade now, and I kind of stumbled into the author thing a few years after that, so fun fact there. If you have questions, now's the time. Go ahead and drop them in. We're going to hang out for just another couple of minutes as we're here talking about all things books, all things characters, all things... Ooh, that was a fun one. It's not the one I tried to pick out, but hey, it works, right? All the fun things. We're just kind of scrolling through all my book covers now because we can't... This is my book that just came out, my Easter story, for those of you that didn't see. Oh, goodness. I know TikTok sometimes takes a minute to get the comments up there. Yep. Hi. Hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate y'all being here. We're wrapping up in the next couple of minutes. We've got, in fact, about 5 minutes left before I have to bounce because in just a couple of minutes, at the top of the hour, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're going over to my Instagram page because I am being interviewed by a music composer. If you guys are familiar with the Webtoon app with web comics, you have definitely seen her music. She's done music for a whole bunch of the Webtoon comics over there, and she's going to be interviewing me today. So we're going to hang out for about an hour and a half from 4 o'clock until about 5:30 p.m. So you can come hang out, ask me questions. We're going to be talking about being an influencer. We're going to be talking about my books and characters and being an independent artist. We're going to talk about self-publishing. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about social media strategy, like all the good things. And the Webtoon community kind of knows me. So it's going to be fun. Please come. Please be my party guests for all of this. It's going to be an interesting thing. And we're going to have more information on some of the really cool projects I've been working on and have things coming up. I do have to update you because we know that my book is being turned into a video game, and they hit a little bit of a tech snag back as they... A tech setback? A snag? A snag back? What? A setback. A little setback, a little snag in what we were doing. And I'm going to put the water down now because I obviously can't handle that in talking. And they were going to allow me to be able to use my own art. And by my own art, I mean my artist created it. I did not do that. But they're having some trouble getting it to work the way that they needed to. So we're actually doing things a little bit differently. And so they're creating some art for me now that I'm going to be able to use. And we're going to launch in the very-ish near future. I'll let you know. But my Cinderella Assassin story is being adapted into this game. And then I might have some other games planned for you. One may be a retelling. One is a new adult contemporary. So I'll have more information on that for you soon, but it is taking a little bit longer than we originally thought, just because they hit a little bit of a tech issue with that. Okay, let me go ahead and let me see what's going on with this. Do you read some of the books you design covers for from other authors? If it is an author that I'm doing like developmental edits or proofreading for, yes, and I have done that for a lot of my author friends. But I have not read all of them. Some of them do send me copies of their books. Some of them don't. A lot of people buy book covers and then don't write the book for like a year or two. So it's a very long process between actually designing it for them and them having the books out in the world. So, if they're not, like, connected to me on a personal level, like, if we're not business friends or industry friends, then I have not, but I have done for a lot of people. Have I ever given up on a story because you ended up not liking it or didn't know how to finish it? There's a bunch of stories that I just have sitting here because I knew other things would sell better. Or stuff that I got bored with. I tried to write some contemporary ones and I got bored. I'm bored with contemporary stuff. I'm here for the dystopian sci-fi and the fantasy. But if you're writing a book and it's boring you, it's going to bore your audience. Put it away. Try another book. You can come back to that one later when you know how to make it work, or it's okay to shelve it too. All right, we're wrapping up in the next couple of minutes. We legit have to wrap up in a couple minutes, so let me go ahead and let me see what else is going on here. What inspired me for my book? Everything. A lot of architecture. I'm very inspired by like architecture and the things that I see around me, real life stuff. I oftentimes will, back pre-pandemic day when I would go to the movie theater, I would watch the trailers before the movie, and in the back corner, like in the very back, not the main action, not the people, not the stuff, but like in the back corner, there would be something that would catch my eye and spark an idea. I oftentimes get lines or character ideas, and I just write them all down, and then I create books out of them when the time comes. So I am inspired by tons and tons and tons of things, but not typically like a lot of people are like, I'm inspired by music, I'm inspired by whatever. I tend to be off the beaten path a little bit with my inspiration. What age do I recommend my books for? I am YA, so if you are okay with Hunger Games and Divergent level stuff, there you go. I typically say it's like a PG-13 rating. Very swoony, but clothing stays on. So there you go. That's what I got for you. Okay. Let's see. Hello. Hi. Out of my books, my favorite books are The Golden Trilogy, The Jaded Duology, The Conspiracy of Jack Frost, and Sugar Coated. But as you can see, I have many, many options for you. Those are just my babies, my favorites. But it's not even spread out very well. I have all sorts of things. All right, guys, we are almost at that time, so let me go ahead and remind you, in about 15 minutes, we are going over to Instagram. I would love for you to come join me. Come join me on Instagram. It will notify you if you're following me. It's just KM Robinson Books when I go live. It is going live from Isabella's page. She is hosting me for an interview. We're talking about being an independent artist in the book community. We're going to be talking about my books. We're going to be talking about being an influencer. We will be talking about social media marketing strategy. And we'll be hanging out for about an hour and a half. She's bringing the Webtoon community to come hang out with me today. I would love for you to come to the party too. I want to show up with guests, so please come. It's at the top of the hour, so you're going to have about a 15-minute break. You can go get yourself a snack. You can use the bathroom, all the good things. Think of it as an intermission. And you can come hang out with me over on Isabella's page. Again, you will be able to access that by going to my page, and it will be up at the top of your Instagram. It'll be in a little rainbow circle, and you'll be able to click right on over and come in and ask more questions over there. Please come, ask good questions. You also definitely want to meet Isabella. She is fantastic. She's a music composer. She does a ton of work for Webtoon. You are going to love her personality. She is just such a sweet, genuine, lovely, wonderful person and a good friend of mine. And I would love for you guys to come hang out with her and with me as we talk all about being an indie person in this industry. And so that is going to be in about 15 minutes. So this is your 15-minute intermission. Come join me. And as always, make sure you're following me here on TikTok, over on my YouTube, KM Robinson Books. I swallowed that. Instagram, also KM Robinson Books, and YouTube, KM Robinson Books. I've got some cool stuff I'm dropping, and I have some big announcements coming in the next couple of days, so stay tuned. Big things happening. Thank you all for helping pick out my outfit today for my interview in about 14 minutes. Go enjoy your intermission, and I will see you all in just a couple of minutes. Please leave a little love on my TikToks. I'm about to drop a new one for you before we go live over on Instagram. And I dropped some good ones earlier today, so make sure you check those out. Thank you all so much for joining me and hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm super glad that you're loving on the fashion today. Thank you. We'll talk about it. All right, guys, come on over and join me on Instagram at the top of the hour, 14 minutes from now. Take your intermission, and I'll see you guys over there. Thank you all. Until then. Enjoy your remission, guys. We'll talk. Oh, I see you all follow me. Yes, you people. I love it. Okay, I'll see you in just a couple of minutes. For those of you not joining me, have a great weekend, and I will see you all over the weekend here on TikTok, and some really cool stuff coming at the beginning of next week. So until then, have a great day.